So I've got my object here. But you know what? I want to put a little bit of a dome on top of this head. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to add a shape to it. Use the blade shape, the blender tool. So I'm going to go back into my rectangles here and so my ellipse. And I am going to start here on this corner and right click and drag across. Well, it's about the same width there. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down just like that. Look at that. But now I need to get these two to go ahead and merge together. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and then I'll select the other one by holding the Shift key and left clicking. And notice I select them both. Now I can use my shape builder tool to drag right through. Boom. And look at that. I've got my guy here. He's looking pretty tough. Now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and I need to be able to create. I've got my little hands or claws I can make. Probably different things I can do. Let's go ahead and do my. Let's go ahead and do some little rounded rectangles for that. So I'm going to left click and drag, and there's one. I'll make it fairly long. There's one right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here so I can see that clearer. And I'm going to go ahead and there it is. So I got it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the Alt key like I did before and drag one off. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag both of them, drag a copy and put one down here. So let's attach these up here on this one first. So first I'm going to go and take this one, and again I use my Shift and arrow keys on my keyboard. I can drag it, yeah, but I kind of like to do this. Give it a nice little claw. There we go. And let's go ahead and take this one right here. I'm going to select it. I'm going to use that free transform. So I want to move this down to the base because I'm going to rotate this. There we go. And now I can move it. And put them into place there. Now what I will do though is I want to put these two again in the back. So I'm going to select those two. Oops, not those. These two. And then I'm going to go ahead and right click and say arrange and send to back. See, I've done that before, so there we go. Now let's go ahead here and I'm going to take these two guys and let's do the same exact thing. So I've got this one, going to put it right here. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and take this one right here and I'm going to use my free transform tool. And this one I'm going to move this little dot right up here to the center and give it a little rotation. There we are. Oh, hello. Don't want that to happen. Give it a little rotation. That's better. And let's move this up into there. There we are. You got to rotate that even just a little bit more. There we go. All right, pretty good here. So but now I need to go ahead and move those back so they're back behind again, just like I did up here. So I'm going to select this one and hold the Shift key, and I'm going to select this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep my cursor right here, right click, and say arrange and send to back. So you can see I've got both those into the back now. So I got my guy, he's looking pretty darn good here. I put some legs on him, or a leg, or something like that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to build myself a couple more of these little pieces here, but I want to make them a slightly different shape. Let's go ahead and make them a little bit larger. So I'm going to go back to my ellipse tool, and I'm going to go ahead and click and drag myself. Maybe so it looks a bit more like this as its shape. I like that right there. That looks pretty nice. So let's go ahead and select my white arrow, my direct select tool, and I'm going to copy it. So again, I hold the Alt key, and with the object selected, I just left click and drag. Put one down, left click and drag, left click and drag, and left click and drag. That's pretty darn good for some leg there. So I'm going to select the whole kit and caboodle, and then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use my shape builder tool and left click and drag a line right through it, and there they all select all together for me. So now I can go ahead and move this back over to here to get my leg, but I want another leg, right? Need another one. So I'm going to go hold that Alt key while it's still selected and drag off. And you notice all these little reference lines pop up, but that's what I'm looking for right there in the center of the body. I have both legs to be centered. Now with both of them, I want to go and push those legs back behind the torso again. So I've got one selected, and to select the other one simultaneously, I hold the Shift key and then click on the object. Now with both of them selected, I just keep the cursor right where it's at, right click, and say arrange, send to back. Boom, and there they go. So my Mr. Robot's looking good. Now I need to get some feet on this guy. Well, let's go ahead and make myself an ellipse, And I'm going to go ahead and give myself, kind of a longer one, something like this, I think. That's pretty darn good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this foot, and I'm going to make myself a copy with my white arrow, and then I'm going to hold my Alt key, make myself a copy. I'm going to put one right there. Maybe I want to go there with it a little bit. That's pretty good right there. So I'm going to put that there, and I'll take this one, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it over here, and go right about there with it. That's pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I don't want that extra one. Let's get rid of that. Just want this one. Use my arrow, kind of move that over a little bit. There, I'm good. But I want to move these feet back behind there, so look there, that piping is coming out of the foot. So I'm going to go ahead and select one, hold the Shift key, select two, and right-click, and I am going to say Arrange, Send to Back. There we go. So I got some nice little robot feet on there. Now, what I need to do now with my robot guy here is if I zoom out with the Command minus key, notice he sits a little high in the picture plane. Well, I'm going to move him down a little bit. What I can do is I can left-click and drag a rectangle on the whole thing, and I can move it on down. Look at that. So now he fits all inside there really, really nicely. So now I need to make a few other little adjustments here as I move along before I start putting in some color in there. I noticed that my head here has a 3-point on the stroke, but my torso only has a 1-point. That doesn't look kind of thin. So what I'm going to do is, with it selected, I can go right here to my stroke and change it up to a 3. Oh, that's better. I like that. Now, I'm going to go next and go ahead and put some eyes on my character. So I'm going to go ahead and I think for this one, I think I'm probably going to use the rounded rectangle as tool for this one. There's my rounded rectangle. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and left click and drag. There we go. There's my mono eye for my character there. And I'm going to pop that right in there. Look at that. Nice. And then another one there for the mouth. And the mouth will be a fairly smaller one. Pretty good. I like that. Okay. So now we got this here. And let's give him maybe, an antenna, a little antenna pack or maybe something like that. Let's try that. So I'm going to go back here with my rounded rectangle again, this one right here. And I'm going to go ahead and left click and drag this guy here. But I'm kind of right about there, I think I like. I like that. I like that. But certainly I want to move it to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll make a copy of it first. I'm going to go ahead and hold the Alt key and drag one straight across. So that goes right across there and it lines itself up there. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and get both of them back now. So I'm going to go and hold the Shift key, select that one, right click and Arrange, Send to Back. Nice. Now I'm going to throw some color in there. So, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and now, and with my objects here, I can select any one of them. So let's say I select my background, and let's go ahead and make him, let's go a nice, what color should he be? What kind of robot should he be? A light gray metal one, a shiny metal, kiss my shiny metal. Sorry, Futurama. I almost said it. All right, let's go ahead and make him a nice, let's make him a red robot. Boom, let's make him red. Ooh, I like that. We'll click on this next shape here, and we'll go ahead and click on that and go red again. Oops, I have to select it here first. Click off to the side, click the object, there we go. And now we get that nice red. Boom, I like that. And let's give him some red feet too. So I'm going to one, and then hold the Shift key to select the other, and then I select red. Nice. All right, looking good here. So now I want to go ahead and the arms. I think the arms are going to be probably a gray, kind of a middle value gray or light. Yeah, pretty light. Let's go light. And let's see what we get with that. So it's a light gray. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I like that light gray, I think. Oops, I want to select it first. There we go. Now I can go ahead and select that light gray. There we are. There's one. Select this one. And light gray. Not bad, not bad. But I'm not quite feeling it. That red, I'm not quite feeling now that I look at it more and more and more. Let's change this red out a little bit. Let's do this. I'm going to click on that red. hold the shift key, click this red, and that red. I can do them all at one time if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and say, oh, let's go ahead and go with orange. Ooh, I like that better. I like an orange robot. Okay, so a nice orange robot. That's better there. The feet, though, still bug me a little bit. I want to move those up a little bit. So I'm going to click on one, hold the shift key, and the other, and let's move those back up a little bit. How's that feel? Oh, I like that. Much better for the robot legs. Nice. Now let's go ahead. Now I think about it. Let's make those fingers, I think, orange. Let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and select one, then hold the shift key and select 2 and 3 and 4. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you another trick. Use the eyedropper, sample the color. Look at that. And they're already all set, ready to go. Now for inside the face here, let's go and maybe use some yellow or something. So there's the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do that yellow. And this one, let's go ahead and do that one. Ooh, a darker color. There we go. We like that. And the side pieces that hang off here, let's go and select those. And let's go ahead and check those to be, let's go and do that darker, that kind of orangey red also. Nice. There we go. Now we're cooking with our guy here. I think he needs an environment. Maybe he needs a couple of buttons on his chest or circles. So let's go ahead and do a ellipse. And I've got red selected there. That's pretty good. I'm good with that. Hold the shift key and drag down. Right? And let's go ahead and make one coming down. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the white arrow, hold the shift key, and drag straight down. Oops. Or hold the Alt key. Excuse me. Hold the Alt key. Get it right there. There we go. I like that. And maybe I'll do one more. Let's go and do that one more. Yeah, I like that. Now on this side here, we're going to make a rectangle. And so let's go back over to here. Let's make a rectangle. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in right there. I'm going to line up the top and the bottom there. Oh, I like that. Okay, looking good here. I think I need to fit this area though needs that gray. So I'm going to select it once, use that eyedropper, select the gray in the hose here. Boom, it drops that color in very nicely.